Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on the Real Estate Podcast. I'm Todd Sumney, the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart International. And today I want to talk to you about how you can use free Google Forms to create massive lead generation for your real estate business by connecting these free Google Forms to all of your marketing. So I want you to take some notes today. We're going to cover this in 8 steps. Google Forms, how to use them in 8 steps. And those steps are going to be what Google Docs are, Google Forms are, where to find them, how to get started, the types of the forms to create, number 3, number 4, how to connect them to your marketing, number 5, how do you see your leads once you capture these leads, how do you go access these leads, and how are you notified of them, tips from experts and top producers, and then point number 7, we're actually going to walk through how you create these forms and walk you through it a little bit step by step as much as we can over the audio aspects here of the podcast. And then we're going to end with final thoughts. So I want to tell you how this came about. I was interviewing a top agent on the East Coast of the United States who generates the majority of their business through social media marketing and sphere of influence marketing. And he shared with me how he uses Google Forms to capture this information and to have lead gen for his business. And I was just so mesmerized by what he was doing. I dug into it. I learned a little bit more. I started working with some other agents around the country who are using it as well. And let's just say that the results are phenomenal. And if you do this and you put these action steps today into action in your business, you are going to see results immediately. So first off, let's cover what Google Forms are. Google Forms are part of the Gmail suite. So if you have a Gmail account, you can go inside of the tool set, which I'll walk you through how to do that, and actually access Google Forms. If you don't have a Gmail account, you need to go set one up. So the easiest way to get started and where to find Google Docs and how to get started is to go to Google and Google Forms, how to set up Google Forms, or more importantly, how to set up, I apologize, I got to backtrack, how to set up a Gmail account first. That's the first step. So when you Google how to set up a Gmail account, there will be a little button. It'll walk you through step by step. When you're logging in, there's a little create button, and you can go create a brand new immediate Gmail account. So if you're using Gmail already, I'll tell you how to access Google Forms in a second. But if you're not, go create a Gmail account. Your name at gmail.com, or your name homes, or your name real estate, whatever it is that you want to say, at gmail.com, and create a free Gmail account. All right, now assuming that you have a Gmail account, what you want to do is you want to, when you're in your Gmail dashboard, in the upper right corner, right next to your account name, you're going to see what's a circular icon that's going to have 9 dots in the middle of it. Kind of looks like a little bit like a phone dial. Some people call it a hamburger menu. And you click on that menu and a little pop-up menu pops up over the top of your Gmail dashboard. And in it, you're going to see your account, Google Search, Google Plus, Gmail, Calendar, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, etc. You're going to want to click on that to scroll down to the next set of tools. And if you do that, the next set of tools, there will be right in the middle a purple icon that says Forms. That is where you access free Google Forms. So Google Forms, once you have them created, are a questionnaire type of a tool that you connect to all of your marketing. So for example, you could do a social media post, and you could say in your social media post, how would you like to find out how much your home is worth? I'm here to help. Click this link to give me some information, and I will create a free CMA and tell you how much your home is worth. And then the customer clicks on that link. They go to a Google Form document, which is an online document that asks them a series of questions. It captures their answers. It automatically uploads those answers into the cloud, into the Gmail suite area that you can then access online, and it begins to build like a list of leads, and it does timestamps of the date the lead came in, and it'll have, depending on the questions that you're asking someone to capture, it could have first name, last name, email address, mobile phone number, what type of information they're looking for, what the address of the home they're wanting to sell is, and any other pertinent information. And that's how Google Forms work. And that's where to access them and how to get started with Google Forms. So now I want to move into real quick the types of forms to help you create. Probably my favorite form is, how can I help you with real estate? It's a general form that you can gather so much information, and it really positions you as a servant to the consumer. That's what we are here to do in real estate. We're here to serve the customer, whether they be a buyer or a seller, help them buy a home, help them sell a home, and serve them. Sometimes it's even providing them information and assistance and knowledge without expecting anything in return. So leading off with a how can I help you with real estate is a great questionnaire. It's a great Google form to start with. So I'm going to give you a series of them. Write these down here real quick. Types of Google forms to create. How can I help you with real estate? Another one might be, what type of home are you looking for? Another one might be, find out how much your home is worth. Or another one would be, would you like to receive alerts the instant new homes hit the market in your area? Another one would be, would you like to be notified when a neighbor sells their home and the details of that sale? So just walking you through those, now I'll come back to that. Let's go with a couple others. A new client questionnaire when you begin working with a client. First-time home buyers would be another one. Luxury home buyers and sellers would be another one. Find a home, then sell. Sell a home, then buy. What about a form for renters? Are you a renter looking to buy? I can help. A second home. Are you interested in a second home or an investment property? And another one might be for investors. So right there, I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13 forms to go create. And I want to walk through a couple of those. I want to unpack a little bit of them. So what type of home are you looking for? The Google Forms can create different types of questions. So are you looking for a condominium? Are you looking for a single family home? Are you looking for a high-rise condo in a downtown area? Are you looking for a rural property, a lakefront property, a standalone single family home, a single story, a two-story? All kinds of information that you could gather from clients to dial in, what type of home you're looking for or in a certain area. How about find out how much your home is worth? That's a no-brainer. People need to know and want to know how much their home is worth. It's a great way just to do a simple little lead capture. Would you like to receive alerts the instant new homes hit the market? Yes. In what zip codes would you like to be notified? 85254, 85255, etc. How would you like to receive those instant alerts? Do you want those to come in via email? Do you want those to come in via text? Would you like me to text them to you? Would you like me to call you when new homes hit the market? How often would you like these alerts to arrive? You don't want to be bothered with them every day. You only want them once a week. Or no, I want to know the instant if at 2 p.m. a home hits the market, I want to be notified right away at 2:15 that a new home just hit the market. Those are all kinds of questions you can ask in these questionnaires. Would you like to be notified when a neighbor sells their home and the details of that sale? Neighbors always want to know what homes sold for in their area, what price they sold for, how many days the home was on the market. What is the average list to sale time in your area? What is the average listing price to sale price ratio in your area? So you can ask the customer, what information do you want? I'll get that information to you on a regular basis. And again, what you're doing is you're serving the customer by giving them the information they're looking for that eventually does become lead generation because you at that point are the trusted advisor. I want to talk real quick about the one I told you about, the new client questionnaire. So I had an agent once tell me that they found that if they were speaking to 10 customers a day or 10 new customers a day, they would find that when they talked to a brand new customer that they were helping either buy or sell, they always spent 10 to 15 minutes on the call, on the phone, asking the same set of questions. And one of the agents I was working with said that they wanted to be more efficient with their day. And so what they wanted to do is when they get these, when they begin to engage and work with the client, they ask the customer, hey, before I call you back, can I get you to answer a quick questionnaire so I can make sure I'm more efficient for you? That if you want information that I need to go gather, I can gather that information ahead of time so that when I'm speaking to you on the phone, I can give you the information you're looking for and serve you better and be more efficient with your time. And then what they found out is they were more efficient with their time because the top, initial 5 questions were already out of the way. And if that's 10 phone calls a day times, 15 minutes, a phone call, you're saving 2.5 hours of your time a day just by having new clients fill out a questionnaire. And you're being more responsive to their needs and helping dial in and provide them the information that they're actually looking for. So that's another one that I've heard agents are loving. First-time home buyers, luxury, find a home, then sell, etc. So all different types of forms that you can create, choose one and create a form, and then you begin to adapt that to your business and then share what types of forms you're creating with me in here at the marketing department as well here at HomeSmart. All right, so point number 4, how to connect them to your marketing. Once you've created one of these types of forms, you really need to connect it to all of your marketing. So connect it to your social media, your email marketing, your text marketing, your videos and your video marketing, your newsletters, whether they be in print or whether they be in email newsletter. And then you can also connect them to print, postcards, other marketing if you purchase a URL or web address. So I heard an agent the other day instructing a large group of agents on how to farm an area. And he was talking about how he creates websites for individual neighborhoods. And he might call it, if the neighborhood is called McDowell Mountain Ranch, he might say McDowell Mountain Ranch Homes.com, and he'll buy a URL and he'll create a little neighborhood community. Well, one of the things you can do is you can buy that URL as well for a questionnaire that you're going to use over and over and over again. So if you want, say for, a new client questionnaire, you could buy a URL instead of having to give them a big, long, complicated number or something that somebody clicks on. In print, you could say, Todd's new clients questionnaire.com, and people would click on it, or toddsnewclients.com, and people click on it, it goes to the questionnaire. So that way you can put it in your print marketing and actually have print marketing work as well. That was just a tip that I heard from one of the agents who does that. So how do you connect them to your marketing? When you create a Google Doc, the Google system will automatically give you some tools inside the system that you can click on some icons in the upper right corner when you're creating a doc. And there's some automatic sharing tools where you can share it on Facebook, where you can share it right directly from Google Docs to Facebook, where you can create capture and copy the URL that is that web form online. So anytime that anybody clicks on that URL, they go right to this web form, and then they can answer the questionnaire, and the questionnaire is right in front. You can also even text that link out. So one of the agents I was working with, they texted me one day their URL. Well, when it came through to me, it looked like a little graphic. There was a little picture. It showed me a little image of the questionnaire. When I clicked on that in my text, it went right to the Google form right on my phone. And it asked me one simple question, had an intro paragraph, had one question. I answered the one question. And then next thing you know, there were 4 more questions. I answered the other 4 questions right on my phone, hit submit, and that agent captured my information. And that's how simple lead generation can be. So you need to connect the Google Forms to all of your marketing, social media, email, text marketing, videos, newsletters, print postcards, other marketing, websites, and more. So let's talk for a minute then about how do you see your leads once they're created. When you're in the Google Forms area and you begin to create a questionnaire, at the top of the questionnaire form, in the middle of the page, and I'm trying to describe it to you all on the podcast because obviously this is audio, there's no visual. So I appreciate your patience here today, but if you're following along and taking notes, just write down that there are 2 major words at the top of the form, and one says questions, it has an underline, and the other says responses. And what it's doing is, as you're building the form, it's building a form based on the questions you ask. And then behind it, there's another tab, another link, and it says responses. So as people fill out responses and become a lead or lead generation, next to the responses button, there's a little number, a small little icon, and it'll say 1, 5, 10, 11, 15, 22, however many responses that you get and you capture, it'll show you those responses. And when you click into those responses, it shows you all of the responses on a web page that have a timestamp of the date and time that that response came in. So you always know when the customer requested the information, and you can make sure that your service levels are always quick and spontaneous and up to par. And it can also help you reference people and find people as well. If you want to, you can even turn that into an online Google Sheet, which is like an Excel type of a file, or a Microsoft Excel or a Google Sheets doc, which creates a spreadsheet of sorts of this lead generation. So you can download all of these leads and then have them in a spreadsheet form that you can sort, you can manage, use to upload into a CRM or database or some other sort of system. So that's how you see your leads. Your leads and the responses are right there connected to the form that you create and the questions that you ask. All right, so moving on to section number 6, tips from experts and top producers. The number 1 tip that I've seen from agents who are engaging with Google Forms is that they capture the interest of the consumer with an intro, maybe an image, an intro, and 1 quick question. And that way, when it's coming through, they see the 1 question, they see the submit button, and they're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm interested. And so if you have too many questions right out of the gate, like 7 or 8 questions, someone might think, oh, I'm too busy. So what I've seen is if you capture their interest with a short intro and 1 quick question, then they will answer that 1 question, and then you can go to a next section in Google Docs, Google Forms. You can create section 1 and a section 2. Section 1 has the header image, the intro, and 1 or 2 quick questions. And then you should not do any more in that section. Go to the next section, and that's where you ask the next set of questions. And what happens is that they've already answered 1 question. Now they went to a new question. They see that there's only 4 other questions. So yeah, I'll quickly go do those. And that's how you get a high probability of people filling out the form. So walking you through that example, in 1 case might be, I'm going to walk you through one of the live, agents that I was working with had an intro, and they basically, the intro just said, how can I help you? And they had a nice intro of all of the ways that they could help, had their contact information, their email, phone number, their cell phone number, etc. And then it just simply said, what's your email address? And so the customer would put in their email address because I'm asking for help. I'm asking for information in one of the ways that you've just told me you can give it to me. And then when the person enters their email address, now they go to the next screen, and in the next screen it says, okay, what's your full name? what's your cell number, and what's your biggest question or concern about the home buying process, or what type of information are you looking for, or how can I help you with the home buying process. So it might be, I want new home information the minute that it hits the market. I want information on financing and how to be pre-approved. How long does the process take? Credit, income levels, what are the requirements? I don't know where to start. Any question that a customer have, you could have check boxes there and a customer could select more than one or all of them. And then they see the submit button. And now you've captured some information there. You've got their full name, their cell number, their email address, what type of information they're looking for. And it was a quick, simple process for the consumer, hence why it drives so many leads. And you're not just generating false expectations. The customer is asking for information and you're going to provide it to them. You're providing a service. But at least you now know what service you need to provide, and you can do it quickly and efficiently and in such a way that it serves the customer and it really drives your business. So another tip that comes in from top producers is, in some cases, you need to keep it short, like I just described. One question in section 1 with an intro, and then maybe 4 questions in section 2, and that's it. Because if you make it too long, people will leave and they won't complete the form. However, there are some cases where maybe you need to have a longer questionnaire. So like if you're actually working with a home buyer, I know someone that they send every time they're working with a home buyer, they say, hey, in order to make our time more efficient, I'm going to send you a quick buyer questionnaire. And they send a longer, more extensive questionnaire to the customer. What zip codes are you looking for? Are schools important to you? What type of kitchen are you looking for? Do you like white cabinets, dark cabinets? What type of countertops? Is a pool important? Is the backyard important? And again, you need to not make it too long where you're putting the work you should be doing in interviewing them. You don't want it to be like that you're being lazy, but you want it to make it such that when you do get them on the phone, you really have a good sense and you can be more efficient with their time. And the customer also knows, hey, I'm providing them what I'm looking for. And if it's a couple, maybe the couple sits and talks, well, I'm not sure what color of cabinets, we're looking for. What are you thinking? And so that's a possibility of an example of how maybe you want to create a longer questionnaire. Or I know of an agent that created a questionnaire that said, what type of property are you looking for? A condominium, a single family home, a rural property, or a downtown high-rise type of home, because in this city area, there's all 4 types of those properties, and maybe even a townhome. And then depending on how the customer answered the question, then it would go to the next set of questions. So if the customer said, okay, I'm looking for a single family home, the next set of questions would be what zip code, what price range, our school district's important, and that's it. And then they're done and they're out. So make your questionnaires short. That's the best practice advice from top producers. Or if you want to make it longer, do so, but also just be efficient with those. And lastly, use value to drive engagement. Some of this is, would you like to receive alerts the minute the new homes hit the market? Click here and I will make sure that you are set up on instant alerts. You're creating value. You're giving something of service to the customer. That's a great way to get great click through and to get great engagement on these Google Forms. So next 2 sections here, let's talk about how to actually create the forms and talk about final thoughts here. So walking through the Google Forms setup, when you log in, you'll see that there's a blank section, and it basically says question 1 or introductory paragraph, and you can make it that you type in like, how can I help you with real estate? And then you have an intro paragraph, and then it'll say, do you want to upload a header image? So you can put a photograph, and there are even photographs there that are available for use that Google provides you that you can create. And there are even some color schemes that you can make sure that color scheme matches your individual agent branding, and that's already all pre-set up. So then once you get your intro, your header image set up, you're titling the form, you give the form a title so you know, okay, this is my how can I help you with real estate form. This is my would you like to receive instant alerts form. Would you like to be notified when someone sells form? So I'm going to go create 3 forms. So you just title the form. The types of questions you can ask, you can have a short answer that the customer is limited in their response. They have a paragraph, they can write a longer response. They can do a multiple choice. So you can have it be A, B, C, or D, all of the above. You can have checkboxes. So they can either just check one checkbox or they can check all of the above. You can do a drop-down menu. Drop-down menus, they're really selecting one item, so you're kind of controlling their answer a little bit more. You can even make it where people can upload files. So if for some reason you wanted somebody to upload something to you, would upload photographs of your current home or upload photographs of homes that you like. You can create a file upload area. You can have a multiple choice grid, a checkbox grid. You can have a date, a time, and you can make email address required, and you can make phone numbers required, and you can make any question either required or not required. And then there's other things you can do. You can create fonts, you can create bold, non-bold, do some other design elements. You can even insert videos inside of a form if you wanted. So you can make it as complicated as you want, or you can keep it as simple as you want. Again, top producers say keep it simple, which is why I need to move on and keep on talking. The best way to think about it is to keep it simple. You have a header image, you have an intro paragraph, and you have a capture question. And then I would try to have 3 or 4 other capture questions, and then maybe a photograph, and then you're out. And that's the best type of form that you can create. So let's talk final thoughts here. Questions that I get asked all the time. Can you have multiple forms? Yes, you can. You can modify and fine tune forms as you go along. So let's say you create a form, you send it to a friend or a colleague. Hey, I created this online form, go fill it out. And then you get some feedback. Hey, that's too long. It's too many questions. It's too complicated. Shorten the wording. And people can help you. I got confused in this area. So then you can go back in, change the form, and it'll constantly fine tune the form. And then anyone new that clicks on the link gets the newest version of that form. So you can have multiple forms. You can modify and fine tune as you go along. You need to keep it simple to start with. And as I mentioned, you can make it complex by creating what we call trees, an answer tree. If someone answers what type of home are you looking for, and there's 4 answers, then you create 4 subsections of questions depending on which type of home or which answer they answer with or they select. So my final thoughts to you all are, this is so powerful. I hope you can see. It's a little bit hard to do this audio. Normally I have a PowerPoint that goes along with it that really explains the power of this, but I think it's, especially when you keep it simple and you're coming at it from a servant attitude and you're providing information to your customer, Google Forms will create lead generation for you. And when I have the PowerPoint presentation, I show a screenshot of one of the agents that I've worked with, and it shows me their Excel file and all of the leads that they've captured, even in a short 2 or 3 week time period. So I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you post it on Facebook, you get 5 people to fill out information that, yes, I would like some help with real estate, or yes, I'd like to find out how much my home is worth. So let's say you had 5 people in a week do that. Then you do that for 4 weeks in a row. Now you've got 20 people. And you do that 2 months in a row. Now you've got 40 people. So you can see how the numbers really build upon themselves. Let's say that you're getting 5 people a day on how can I help you with real estate, or first-time home buyers. Yes, I want you to help me figure out how to buy a home for the first time. That's 25 people in a week. Times 4 weeks, that's 100 people in a month. Times 3 months, that's 300 people now that you now have 300 new first-time home buyers that you've generated lead gen off of your marketing. So you can see how powerful this is. So my last and final thought to you, and I'll be quiet now. Hope I didn't ramble too much today for all of you. Stop thinking and start doing. I want you to create one Google form in the next 7 days. Attach it to your social media, text it out to some people, and just get their feedback. So, hey, would you like to know how much your current home is worth? We have a shortage of inventory right now, and you might not even have checked in a long time to see how much your home is worth. Just let me know how you'd like me to send you that information, text or phone. Click here to answer a simple question, and I'll get you that information. And then go create a form and start using it. So stop thinking, start doing, create a form in the next 7 days. And that's all I have for you today on the Real Estate Podcast, talking about free Google Forms, how to use free Google Forms to create massive lead generation for your real estate business. And I hope that all of you put this into practice in your business and get great results. I'm Todd Sumney, the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart International, and I hope to see you back on future episodes of the Real Estate Podcast.
Like what you're hearing on The Real Estate? Tell your friends about us. Tell them to check out all of our episodes on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. And don't forget to send any topics you want us to tackle to therealestate@homesmart.com.